mode. Dynamic banter. Time to shut up. Start the show.
Hello and welcome to Dynamic Banter. Today's show, we want to talk a little bit about microplastics. Microplastics. Mike's drinking water with a lot of microplastics.
I'm drinking macroplastics.
And my coffee has microplastics in it.
The microplastics have crossed the blood-brain barrier, which is not good, but we're all going to die from something. With our parents and grandparents, it was cigarettes. And with us, it's what all of our things have been made out of from the beginning of time. Hank Green taught me that when you go to the hospital and you get an IV and your throat tastes weird after you get an IV, that is the plastic seeping in through your cells and coming out through your body and mouth. That's what Hank Green said.
Today, we're going to talk about microplastics and how you can utilize them to your best advantage.
Tip number one, the more microplastics you have in your body, the better you can float. If you ever wanted to float, you could do it with microplastics. That's the guy who's frustrated because he feels like he's not being heard. Plastics.
Guys, welcome to the show. Mike, did you know that excuse me, shut up! Sorry. We're done with the clapping now, I think.
There's no clapping. Happy 8-year anniversary, Steve, of this show.
Yeah.
We're done with the clapping, I said.
Ooh, there it is. We found it. That's the one.
You're going to ask me if I knew something? This is what my building's call box sounds like right now, unfortunately.
Mike, researchers found microplastics in men's testicles. Did you hear about this?
GBD.
And this is sweeping the science world right now. Everyone's talking about it, making jokes. But yeah, plastic junk is what NPR is calling it. And whether it's our bloodstream, brain, or lungs, microscopic fragments of plastic seem to turn up every time scientists scour the corners of the human body.
Okay.
They're scanning it. They're scanning us right now. This episode's brought to you by Dr. Scanner. He's here scanning us for microplastics.
Thank you, Dr. Scanner. Yes, it's good to be here, scanning it top to bottom to see where the microplastics are. We will take the one. We'll start at the eyes.
So, microplastics. Dr. Scanner.
Going down to the shoulders and the neck.
Are we pronouncing your name right, Dr. Scanner?
Scanner.
Scanner. Yeah.
There's a tilde over the N.
Ooh,
going down to the chest.
Oh, should there be burning in the balls?
There
right
should
now?
not be burning in the balls as we make our way down to the balls.
Why are you focusing this beam on my balls?
Trying to prove a point that most men's testicles have been completely, and I'll put it inside. Open up your penis and I'll put the wand inside your penis. And I'll move it in and out like this. And I'm moving in and out fast.
Wow!
And I'm moving in and out just a little bit faster than that.
Whoa, brother!
And I will take it out and I will show you that that is not a plastic wand. That is just a wand I use to warm you up. This is the plastic one. And I'll put it in and out of your penis.
Wow, brother! That's wow, wee wah.
And
that's
now-
not where that meant. Hey, doctor.
Yeah?
That's not where that's meant to be.
And
I
I
think.
will take it out. Slowly. And to prove you have microplastics, I will put it inside of my mouth. Now the penis wand is inside of my mouth.
Starting to think that this
Okay,
all right, that's enough, doctor. Hey, excuse me, doctor.
Yeah?
I think that's enough. I think you need to get out. Get him out.
Okay.
Get him out.
You will ruin the day.
Get him out.
You will ruin the day.
Get it out and get him out.
Why'd you leave it in? Oh.
So, new research published this month finds microplastics can build up in the testicles of humans and dogs.
Only.
This part I'm interested in, though. It says the microplastics can impact sperm quality.
We're gonna have plastic kids. All of our kids are gonna look like Tom Brady.
Microplastics are everywhere, says Dr. John Yu. Is the scanner's still here?
Is it inside of my mouse?
Get him out of here. Why is he still here?
I was in the corner.
Why did you let him have a seat?
You mic'd me up.
Kick him out, I said. Doctor,
Yeah?
get out.
All right.
Anyway, that's crazy.
I think I left my wand in your penis.
Mike, how are you, man?
Fine.
You doing good?
I'm fine.
You got back from a little trip. You want to talk about that at all?
It was very nice. We went to this natural hot springs resort in Palm Desert, and you fill up these tubs that from water that's right from the earth, and it's rich in minerals and lithium, and it just has this like crazy uplifting feeling. And it just makes you feel ultra relaxed and nice, and you're super buoyant. You're floating around all these like ultra warm pools in the desert. And there's a bunch of like plumbers on site because the whole in your penis, and the minerals go into your penis. The whole thing is, that the natural hot springs come up and they go through this system and they fill up these pools. So the guy was telling me that people come super early in the morning before they refill all the tubs, and they're like, we want to make coffee and tea with the natural hot springs.
Whoa.
And it's like by law they can't say that you could do that, but like you could totally do that.
Whoa, did you do that?
I did not do that.
Damn, that must be interesting.
I did
It's
not
just
do
natural.
that I know of. Like I got coffee there. I don't know where their water comes from.
Yeah, they could just be getting it from the spring.
Yeah.
The spring, you said they fill the spring? How do they do that?
No, the spring is natural. It's under the earth.
So-
And then they plug into their piping goes into the spring.
Taps into the
Taps
spring.
in. And then there are all these tubs and pools around the complex. There's maybe like, I don't know, 30 plus.
Yeah.
And some are like individual size.
Yeah.
And some are like group size. And you can have sex in any of them. You're not supposed to, but you can.
Microplastics. And have you ever thought of going into like a natural hot spring? Have you seen those where they're like, it's literally like the hole in the ground and you get into that?
I've thought about it, yeah.
That's kind of scares me.
Yeah, because you can't really control the temperature.
Yeah,
as
you
much.
could get cooked up.
Yeah, I don't want to
There
get
was a
cooked.
guy that that there's a famous story about a young man. His dog jumped in to a hot spring.
Now his dog's testicles, were they filled with
Microplastic.
Let's find out.
and we put the wand into the dog penis.
Why is he back?
I want to know. I want a guest on this show, and I want the guest to be not a therapist, but like a psychologist. And I want to know how the conversation switches so fast from something like relatively normal to the most off the wall it could possibly be. I want to be diagnosed with something. And the penis.
This guy jumped in after his dog. After he went into the hot spring, Mike.
Yikes. Hot
And
dog.
He was in for like a second, and then they pulled him out, and he was already blind from the water boiling his eyes.
Yikes, dude.
And they pulled him out, and he said, "Oh shit, I fucked up, didn't I?"
So
and
his
that
mouth
was
was
his
fine.
last words.
That's a yikes. That was his last words.
Yeah.
Was ouch. I fucked up.
Didn't I? Something like that. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Well, it must be tough to fucking watch your dog be like.
Dude, so many people probably would have done the same thing. As sad and tragic as it is.
Dude, do you think? It's funny to think about the people who wouldn't. No matter how much you love your dog, you're like,
oh shit.
like fuck.
Oh fuck.
Like you
That's
get
that.
right up to the edge, you're like.
There's no world where I'm jumping in there for my dog. I'm sorry.
Kind of ridiculous.
Imagine if we still had funny bits in us and I ended up jumping into a hot spring after a fucking pug or
That's
something.
kind of a good bit. That's kind of a good bit.
Steve Zaragoza died jumping into a fucking hot spring to save his pug.
I would not save a pug.
I honestly think it's being saved.
It is being
It is
saved.
being saved.
Yes, it's being preserved. it's coming back to the
It
earth.
can finally rest.
You seen any of this Terrence Howard stuff or
What's
what?
that? What's happening?
You don't know anything about this?
No.
Oh, dude, Terrence Howard. It'll be old news by the time this comes out.
I know. I wanted to talk about how millennials don't like socks anymore.
8
Just
weeks
like
ago.
4 weeks ago.
It can't be. What is it?
I'll find out. Tell us about Terrence
Howard went on Joe Rogan and he's like, I will help you unlearn everything you know because I disproved the square root of 2 and gravity doesn't exist.
Terrence Howard?
Yeah, the actor, Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
I think what happened with that guy is he does seem like a smart guy and an incredible actor. But I think he got fucked over with Hustle and Flow because they didn't give any residuals to the from the album. And he like rapped on the album, from my understanding. He like rapped on the album, then they sold a bunch of albums and he never got any money from that.
That's kind of fucked up.
Oh yeah. Well, Hollywood is fucked up.
It totally is. That happens. It just
I
happens.
wish I could tell stories on this podcast, and I will someday, about how fucked up Hollywood is.
Microplastics.
And I put it in.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And out.
And so that's Terrence Howard's going Jose Canseco on us.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'm smart enough to be like, that person's crazy or this person's crazy.
Sure.
Because it really, the older I get, the more understanding I am about certain stuff. And I'm like, I don't have what it takes to be like, you're crazy.
Sure.
But I know throughout my own set of standards what like horseshit sounds like.
From your own experience.
Because sometimes things sound real, and it's just a, man, I wish I had the right words, but it's just a barrier. The only barrier is how much you know.
Yeah, and you've been bullshitted before.
For sure. Like, that's why I think, like, when people like Trump talk, I could hear the bullshit because I've heard so much bullshit from people who sound like that before.
Yeah.
And then there's a way that people talk, like Neil deGrasse Tyson, where I'm like, his words, when you put them together, to me, through my barriers, there's logic to be derived.
Yeah.
Because by the time he's done talking, it feels like it makes more sense. You know, and
He's a
that's
good
a skill in
public
itself.
speaker,
It's like
yeah.
you have to be smart, and then you have to put those ideas into action. Then you have to prove that's the whole basis of being a scientist, is you have to come up with a theory, and then you have to prove that theory. And once you could explain it or prove it to everyone, then you become that's an inventor or whatever.
Exactly.
And when you just have theories, that last part where you prove it and you make something from it is really the icing on the cake as far as to whether your beliefs become widely accepted or not.
So you're saying Terrence Howard needs to show his work if he's going to come out here and say, quote, that he can kill gravity.
What he did was he took a crossbow on the Joe Rogan podcast, and there's a styrofoam deer in the back, and he has a little note on his head that says gravity.
He used a gray matter arrowhead.
But whatever. I think a lot of people have a lot of theories, and
That's a cool band name.
I think your platform and the platform you're given plus your theories, I think there's a lot of people that will believe you if you sound like you know what you're talking about.
For sure.
Or if you act like you know what you're talking about. So if you have a great actor to say things like they know what they're talking about, I think it's very easy to convince a lot of people. I think that's my full thought.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to convince people you know what you're talking about if you sound like you know what you're talking
Well,
about.
and charisma is a big part of it.
And I think
too.
a lot of what's missing, charisma is a huge part of it. Great point. But I think that...
Good aggressive driving, man.
Thank you, man. I think that the crossover and the thing that binds us all is the ability to understand and humility. I think humility is missing from a lot of people because social media has given everyone, a little time in the spotlight. And
To show their best
yeah.
version of
And I think
themselves.
people who have been in the spotlight for a long time see the importance of humility. And people who are enamored by it or need it, or that's like their full purpose behind getting fame, is that maybe they were never listened to, or they felt like they were never listened to, and then they get a huge influx of people listening. I feel like the humility goes away a little bit. But it's so important to remind people that you're flawed and imperfect. Not saying Terrence Howard is doing this, but I do think that balance is the most important thing.
Microplastics.
And then we put it into it.
Oh, wow.
He just comes in and he's like...
Guys, this is some good information here. And, listen to your olds, they say.
In all honesty, dude, if you're a young person and you're like, fuck old people, you're in for a rough life.
For sure. You're heading there, buddy.
There's a point in everybody's life, and tell me if you agree with this, when you're younger, when you're done listening to old people, so you're off old people.
For sure.
And you think all old people are fucking senile and out of touch, but all old people were young at some point. Mm-hmm. And some people lose touch with that for sure. But some people are just themselves trapped in an older, decaying body.
For sure.
So it's like you gotta listen to people who have been around here to a certain extent because they do have, unless, a lot of people abuse that power, but listen to people who have been around because it'll save you a lot of time and anguish.
And I get that idea of like, well, these people are locked in a generation where they learned all these bad social things and learned all these bad political things, and they ruined our economy, and there's always this blame on the olds for all the problems of the past, and you're totally gonna get there. You're gonna get to a point where you're like, oh man, I'm old now, and all the shit I learned is now being completely defied by the entire youthful generation and Terrence Howard.
Dude, but the thing with that is also painting everybody with the same broad brush.
Yes, and that's
I think you do
good.
the same thing, like to men, to women, to white people, to black people. It's like you can't paint everybody, and only those categories.
That's it.
Those four.
Write them down. Mike said them.
And you can't say like just because somebody is old, they all have bad politics.
Yeah.
You got to be able to not write off everybody.
Well, it's like when they say shitty fat Americans that are all stupid.
Some are not fat.
And it's like, that's not all of us. Like
Right.
I can visit another part of the world and respect their cultures and not touch their artifacts and climb all over their like things that matter to them culturally, and be a respectful tourist and add to the economy in a way that is helpful to those people.
Yeah.
And then there's people who go and fucking climb all over the rocks and shit and disrespect that whole culture, and then we get shat on. Because someone ruined it for the rest of us.
And they get caned, and then all should be forgiven.
Yes. Mike, I want to talk about how Gen Z has officially canceled ankle socks.
Okay.
They're for old people, they say.
I want to hear you out.
We were just talking. This totally connects to this generational thing.
Good transition.
And it is funny because they're
You could
saying,
also be transition.
It's crazy. That's so progressive, Mike. Thank you. And brave. But it's crazy that you can interview a whole generation now. How do you get them on the phone? That was a bird. Did you guys see that? How'd that bird get in here?
How'd a bird get inside?
Uh-oh. 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 So Gen Z is at it again, says this article.
Okay.
You'll have to pry my skinny jeans from my cold dead gams. These are I honestly don't understand the format of this article here.
Dude, another thing that happens today, and I saw another podcast clip about that, and I think they made a great point, is that it might have even been, sorry, it's not going to matter because it wasn't who I'm thinking of, but they were talking about how it was Denzel Washington.
Okay.
And he goes, people are getting really good at being the first to put information forward.
Okay.
And they want to do that. That's the most important part beyond anything else, is being the first to do it.
Yeah.
So I think articles like the whole generation is done with skinny jeans or ankle socks is a good example of like, we need to be the first fashion magazine to say
like...
this. Because
Yeah.
if we're not the first fashion magazine, we're not, that's the end of magazines.
That's true.
So anyway, say what you're going to say.
Well, apparently it's how people will be able to tell if someone's Gen Z or a millennial by checking their socks.
Not their ID.
Not their ID. No, because, well, that would be a weird thing to just ask someone in the street. If you were...
Let me see your ID.
First it was side parts, then it was skinny jeans.
And how much longevity did the side part thing
That's a
have?
good question, because now I see a lot of middle parts, and I don't love it. Can I be honest?
Okay.
Not a big middle part guy.
You're not
Well,
like in 1997.
Yeah, it just reminds me of a time where I awkwardly had a middle part and I hated it.
There's only so many things you could do with your hair, and everying has like a 25-year life cycle.
And it just comes back.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see if this happens with socks, because it says there's yet another thing we're doing wrong for millennials keeping track. And that's, I guess... Oh, Chugi. Remember Chugi? Oh my god, we're still Chugi. And now Chugi is Chugi.
I'm gonna kill myself.
This is the singularity. We've reached it. Everything is everything now.
But this is, I think we're both more open-minded than this.
Sure.
To speak in article talk, I think is I'm done. None of it is anything. This is like showing me, like if you were showing me flashcards, but they were all the color gray.
All right. Well, we were capped before, but let me be skibbity about this. Let me get down.
Before this goes off the rails, let me be completely skibbity with you guys.
No cap. I don't know, man. It's absolute trash. All of this is trash, and I hate it.
That's why I like this show, because we kind of just fucking, it doesn't always hit, but we do whatever, and we don't really follow any trends.
No.
And listening to somebody write about trends
and how it matters somehow
is just the most nothing possible shit.
Well, everybody wants to be young, stay young forever, and nobody wants to. It's like bullying. It's like you are getting old. Well, guess what? Now none of the shit you like is cool anymore.
Even bullying was cool, then it wasn't, and now it's dope again.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, go fuck yourself, Kevin. Kevin, you're a fuck.
Kevin, you're such a fuck.
Kevin, you're so medium tall, you piece of shit.
Medium tall.
I bet you could reach most, but not all stuff.
Well, what do we do? Some ads, and then we'll jump into History Roads?
Was there a conclusion to the sock thing?
The story?
Story time.
Everybody has a story.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, then maybe we'll do.
Let me ask you this before we move on from this.
Okay.
Was there a conclusion to the sock thing? They're saying ankle socks are like what old people do.
Yeah, but the conclusion is really that I'm disgusted by the whole thing.
Then I'm glad we got there.
But I don't know, man. Honestly, this article's really hard to read too.
Because it's all pictures.
It's garbage. And it's little sentences with meme words in it.
Is this article gonna make you change the way you think about socks?
Yes.
Yeah? Kevin says yes. Kevin, let me see your socks. Ankle socks.
Kevin's impressionable. I'm not wearing ankle socks right now, but I have many of them. But I don't understand what's the big deal. Who gives a shit?
Look how fucking cool I am. I'm Gen Z.
Who gives a shit?
Who does give a shit? They're mostly under your pants anyway. Dude, who's gonna make a decision based on what kind of socks you have? Remember when we were young? You remember when you was young and you used to go, ah.
I think it's time, Mike. I think what you need to do right now
is put some wand in your penis.
Is tell everybody your thoughts on this sock thing once and for all.
Perfect.
Start America. Start with America.
Microplastics.
Microplastics.
America. Founded by Christopher Columbus in 1986. I didn't know there was going to be singing. When Christopher Columbus walked off the boat in 1986, he said, high socks with 2 rings around the top are on their way out. And they were until about 2014. Then motherfuckers started roller skating again. Whoever fucking thought that roller skating was going to come back. Global pandemic hits and motherfuckers hurt your ankles.
Hurt your ankles.
Hurt your pride.
Hurt your pride.
But then social media comes into the equation and people are like, how do I get views? How do I make myself different? And you film yourself doing certain things. The first person to film themselves bringing roller skating back blew the fuck up. And then once one person blows the fuck up, it becomes a trend. And a bunch of people say, I could also get recognition. My voice could finally be heard and I'll finally be special because I'll follow this trend. And then a bunch of people start pulling their socks up because it protects your shins and your ankles from tiny cuts by roller skates. And then everyone roller skates, and then the pandemic ends, and then now some people roller skate and some people roller blade again, and they ride around and they make fun of mailboxes. And that's what America's all about. America's about casting your vote and making your voice heard. Putting wheels And fabric on your feet is what the fabric of this country is made of. Suck my dick.
Microplastics. Okay, how about some ads, brothers? Woo! My brothers in arms. I want to thank Headgum. I want to thank Leah. 8 years of doing this fucking podcast. It doesn't get any better than
It doesn't get any more continuing.
It doesn't get any
this.
more 8 years ago than this. Guys, thank you so much for listening to our show. Yeah, I want to thank Headgum. I want to thank Leah. I want to thank Kevin, Mike, Josh,
Jump.
Jonk.
Everyone's doing a great job. We need a
Everyone is doing a great job. So, you know who else is doing a great job, Mike?
Who's that?
Wait, what episode is this?
What day is it right now?
Is it 24th?
This is for the 31st. You only got rocket money, boy.
Whoa! Stop eating. Guys, well, I'll tell you, Rocket Money is a wonderful thing. And let's go live to what Rocket Money's up to right now.
Hey, listen, Rocket Money.
And that was Rocket Money.
Commercial.
Are there any subscriptions that you've got going on in your life that you probably completely forgot about? And you're like, man, I wonder if I'm paying such and such a month because I forgot that I subscribed to some 7 years ago,
Yeah.
and they're still squeezing my wallet like a lemon. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? Rocket Money can help you locate those things and get rid of them. And think about how much you've been paying in subscriptions every month. And it's probably more than you think, because over 74% of people have subscriptions that they've forgotten about, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But thanks to Rocket Money, we no longer have to waste our money on the subscriptions we forgot about. Rocket Money is a personal finance app.
I use it a lot.
And you knew about it.
Of course I did.
You had to have known about it before you started using it.
And it finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, guys, and it monitors your spendings and helps you lower your bills so you can grow your savings. How helpful and wonderful is that? With Rocket Money, you have full control over every subscription and a clear view of your expenses. How about that? You can see all your subscriptions in one place, and if you see something you don't want, Rocket Money can help you cancel it with a few taps. How about that, guys? That's nice. And Rocket Money will even try to negotiate lower bills for you. How about that?
How about that? How about that?
A friend that's helping you with things that no real friend in your life would ever want to do. Ain't that right? How about that?
A+.
And it helps you lower your bills. You can grow your savings, as I said. They're going to deal with that customer service for you, and isn't that nice? And Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions. Saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice?
That's really nice.
I think that's really nice.
Do you know how much money you've saved, Kevin?
About 400.
$400. I know we've all subscribed to things during the pandemic that we forgot we subscribed to, and we wish there was one easy way to get rid of them all, because everyone needs a little extra money in their pocket, and Rocket Money is the best way to get a little extra money in your pocket.
Absolutely. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/banter. That's rocketmoney.com/banter.
Oh, I see what happened.
I'm done with technology. Yeah. Keep this.
Hello.
Hi, Nick. You're on
Hello.
You're on Dynamic Banter with Mike and Steve.
I don't believe you.
Do you want to say anything to us about how we've had a podcast for 8 years?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you like ankle socks?
Do I like ankle socks?
Yeah, do you have any feelings? What kind of socks do you have on right now?
Ankle socks?
Ask him how the gays feel about ankle socks.
How do the gays feel about ankle
in
socks?
general?
I like ankle socks.
Steve found an article written by maybe a trash can or like one of those shredder machines
robot.
that said Gen Z don't like ankle socks.
Right.
So,
Right.
isn't that something?
It is something. It's definitely something.
Isn't that kind of something, but also kind
Yeah.
of nothing?
Also,
It's more than nothing.
Nick, did you know that we also have microplastics in our testicles?
And there's your source there.
You know that every time you come in some guy's mouth, he got microplastics running down his throat?
NPR did a whole thing on it.
Whoa. I gotta make some calls.
You know the P in NPR stands for plastics? He's out.
I'm a sleepy boy. Now, let's talk about boogers.
You know anyone who picks their nose and eats it, Steve?
In my personal life as an adult, thank God, no.
I feel like everybody has a story that's pertaining to eating boogers. Either you're very against it or you do it still.
Well, the thing is it's like, it's one of those things where you've seen it happen when you were a kid, when you were in school, you saw a lot of kids do it. And then when you're an adult, it starts to get weird.
Yes, but people still do it. I've seen so many
know.
people in traffic in Los Angeles pick their nose and eat it.
Dude, I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
Every time I drive somewhere, I at least see one or two people pick their nose and eat it. Kevin, have you seen this?
I don't know if I've seen this.
You've never seen people pick their nose and eat it in your
Not
life?
in my adults.
I don't think Kevin is the type of person who pays attention, and correct me if I'm wrong, to what other people are doing in traffic.
Kevin doesn't look around.
Right.
Kevin doesn't like looking around.
That's great. Dude, Zoya will call somebody out, picking your nose and eating it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, here's the relatable part about this, I think, is that everyone knows someone that picks their nose and eats the boogers, or knew someone who did it a lot, or has a story or whatever. But the whole thing is like, let's get down to what really the most
What's the whole
relatable part
thing?
is. The most relatable part is it's really hard to be the person that observes that and say something. Because that is something that, to me, when I see it, that's a learned behavior. When I see an adult do it, to me, it's like, that's a learned behavior.
They're not going to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's like there. It is programmed. Some childhood shit is still there. It's a stim. It is whatever it is.
But I think not being able to say something it's personal. That's a personal thing.
That's like one of the one things I can't see something, say something.
I would see something, say something immediately. If someone did that next to me, I'd be like,
crazy.
You ate your
That's
boogers?
crazy.
Why is that? Why is the calling it out crazy?
Why do you want to have that conversation?
Why do you do that in front of other people? That's an insane thing to do in front of... we talk about etiquette. That's an insane thing to do.
I just think it's not worth the potential unraveling of psychological trauma that you could encounter by being like, why do you do this inherently disgusting thing in public? What does that mean about you as a person?
Who?
The person who's the booger eater. It's like you're potentially unraveling a really big...
I think people go to therapy to
booger
be
eater.
unraveled.
I know. And I don't think it's our job as an observer of someone eating a booger to be like, let me ask you why you're doing this and confront the whatever status of unraveling that you're in.
So you instead would like to ignore it and have this person continue to eat their boogers.
Well, I guess it's one of those things that's like...
You're okay with it. You're cool with it. You think it's cool.
It seems so normal at this point.
Whoa.
Because of how often you see it.
This tells me you eat your boogers.
Oh, I certainly don't. That's
so
horrifying.
you have a feeling about it.
I just feel like people are gross and there's no way we're going to stop them from doing it. But eating your boogers is such a personal...
Somebody should have at some point.
Somebody should, for certain, yeah.
So be the change you want to see in the world.
I just don't want to do that to a stranger. If it's like a friend, that's a different story. But if it's a stranger who I see doing it...
If it's a stranger in passing... then the argument can be made that who gives a fuck? Strangers kill
exactly.
people.
But if we're talking about a close friend or a family member,
They're doing it next to you
yeah,
while talking to you.
I think it's kind of sweet. It means they're comfortable with you. It's sweet. How sweet is that? My girlfriend's so comfortable with me, she eats her boogers right in
She
front
eats
of me.
my boogers.
She eats my boogers. Dude, you know the girlfriend that pops pimples or whatever?
Yeah,
There's gotta
that's
be
my
the girlfriend
girlfriend.
that eats boogers.
Does Haley do that?
Pop pimples?
Yeah.
She will do it, but she doesn't actively look for it.
So he loves that.
Like, I'll say, like, I got a thing. Will you help me? And she'll be like, absolutely, I'll help you. But she won't go, like, looking for them. Or
What is it? I need to know.
I know. I've had girlfriends like that in the past. That are like, it's pimple time. Come to the mirror.
Yeah.
It's pimple time.
I don't like pimple time.
Okay, ma'am.
I don't like pimple time.
Okay, sweetheart. Can I play with your boobs while it's pimple time?
Can you put that wand in my penis while it's pimple time?
Anyway,
Maybe we have microplastics in us because so many girls have put their gel tip nails
It's the
in our
boogers.
skin.
The boogers. Maybe people have more microplastics because they're eating their boogers. Because their nose is filtering out.
You can't touch your credit card and then eat your
Dude, this
boogers.
is why it's gross. Are you ready for why it's gross? Boogers are things that your body is like, we don't want that in here.
Yeah, you don't eat your shit.
We don't want that in here.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Don't put it back in here.
Your nose hairs are a filter for that.
Dude, it's like when it's like taking out the garbage and then you bring it back in.
Yeah. It's like taking out the garbage and picking a few things out of it to bring back in.
And then eating those things.
totally is. It is.
Don't eat your garbage.
That's it. But dude, this leads to that other thing that kind of bothers me a little. There's this trend. I don't know if it's still a thing.
Ankle socks.
But there's this thing about ankle socks.
Don't eat your socks.
Where people remove every piece of hair in their nose. They take every hair out, and inside is like a bare cave,
like a teenager.
Yeah, or baby or something. Like, because those hairs are the filter that keeps out bad shit in your body. That's what its natural purpose is. That's
what about the
those
ones that
hairs
do a
are
little
for.
peek out?
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
you know what's crazy? It's like peek out hairs, gross. Hairs directly under the nose on the mouth, not gross.
I know. That's a whole other thing. But I think that there is you should be taking care of your nose hair so that it's not like a wild situation. You could trim around, but the ones that are like in there are like necessary.
Yeah.
And then that's where your boogers are like forming and shit. And the boogers are a collection of all the shit your body doesn't want, and you're eating it.
Also, your hair is a collection of things your body doesn't want. Your hair is dead cells that your body pushes out.
Mm-hmm.
So
thank
it's like,
God we're
where
not
do
eating
you?
our hair. Well, I'm not eating my hair.
I feel attacked.
Can we check really quick what are boogers made out of?
It's mucus.
Well, equal parts
Bacteria.
mucus and waste and stuff. Okay, so here it is. Boogers are dried mucus.
Is that like huge mucus?
Is the the guy who wanted to sound like he had different information than the person who just said what it was? Yes, it's mucus. Nah, it's mucus.
I was right.
Which is a slimy substance produced by the nose, mouth, sinuses, and throat, and gastrointestinal tract. Okay.
But also, if you don't pick out your boogers, it's said that you just end up swallowing them anyway. Or if they don't fall out. I'm being serious.
Okay. I agree with that. Because you swallow them down the back of your throat.
I love this. I typed in, is it bad to eat boogers?
Dude, you know what
into
else is funny?
Google, and it's it said, is it bad to eat? It autofilled, is it bad to eat boogers when pregnant?
Can you smoke boogers when you're pregnant? Dude,
Can I have a glass of boogers?
If somebody hawks a loogie, and I'm sorry for being gross,
Get it,
but
bro.
this seems like the show to do it on. If somebody hawks a loogie, and then you could tell they have it in their mouth, maybe you're having a conversation with them, and then they swallow it back. Is that gross?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's not gross to eat your booger?
Yeah, but it's like less gross. It's like if there's
It's the same.
It's yes, but it's like there's something about like taking it out and then like looking at it and then giving it. It's like the other process is happening behind your fucking gross skull.
Yeah, it's you're staying in.
Yeah,
That's like saying something offensive and be like, I didn't mean that.
swallow it, dude. And yeah.
What if you hawked up a loogie and then you were like,
Listen, there's a scientific word for eating boogers.
what's that?
Mucophagy.
Dude, they had to even make it gross sounding.
I have mucophagy.
I've been diagnosed with mucophagy.
Wow, I'm sorry. Is there a medicine for that?
No, I'm gross.
Well, there's a medicine that makes my boogers taste grosser, but I started to like that one.
There's also, I've been snorting pixie sticks.
It says it can be unhealthy and dangerous. Boogers often contain bacteria and viruses.
Not only that, but you're adding to it whatever's on your fingers, which is notoriously gross and disgusting. You're touching your phone, which is like the bastion.
I mean, yeah, that's a whole other thing. But
So you're
here-
texting,
Yeah.
and then you're picking your nose. You're just like you know how you make a snowman? Like when you do a snowball and you roll it on the
It's
ground.
katamari.
You're doing that, but with germs.
Yeah, and then you're getting like a little. It's like getting the bread and sopping up the egg yolk at the end of your meal. You're like,
Yeah.
ooh, I want
a
all.
little mopping.
I gotta mop this up with this buttery bread, baby, and then we'll get out of here.
He's there for an hour and a half. The plate is like it just came out of the kiln. It's the cleanest plate and the dirtiest piece of bread I ever seen in my life.
This bread's gonna get dirtier before we get out of here.
We're gonna get this bread nice and dirty.
It does say, Mike, Eating your boogers can expose your body to germs, and if your hands are carrying bacteria or viruses, they're more likely to spread if you don't wash your hands afterwards.
If you touch money and then pick your boogers.
So we're not just talking about something gross.
We're talking about something very.
We're talking about something that also makes you even grosser.
It's a health hazard.
Because now you don't give a shit. How'd you do that? Did you see how he did that?
Behind me.
Eating your boogers is gross. That's my final. That's it. Eating boogers is gross.
Yes.
Stop it.
Stop eating.
Mike, you got
Yes.
something? Final word on eating boogers?
That's it.
We'll be right back.
Not putting the headphones in is like watching the video on mute. Here we go. On June 7th, Surrounded returns to the Hollywood Improv Lab at 7 and 9:45. On the 8th of August, I'll be doing a big show in San Diego at Mic Drop. On the 29th of August, we're doing Surrounded in San Jose. Checking on tickets for that soon. October 6th, Cleveland, I'll be at Hilarities. October 9th, I'll be in Boston. And on the 10th, I'll be in Brooklyn. A lot of things in LA in between. Always check my Instagram and my stories. Also, if you want updates and sometimes last minute tickets and stuff, and where I'll be, 818-722-8682. You can text that number, and we have little conversations via text. A lot of times if I have room on a guest list, I'll text that out last minute. I've gotten a lot of people on shows on the guest list via that number. So hit me up, and it's a good time.
The universe is forever expanding. An endless sea of darkness and death. The twinkling light of stars that you see before you are the dying remnants of a celestial wonder, billions of miles away.
Micro socks.
Ankle plastic. All right, should we do some history roads and then we'll say goodbye-byes?
Yeah.
Or you want to go bye-bye already?
No, one.
I have patience for one. I think I'm doing a lot of harm to my body by drinking out of this.
Microplastics.
It's like a terrified guy on a small ship.
Yeah.
Microplastics. Microplastics. This first history road comes from Sean
Yeah.
Huberth, and he says erotic bungle.
Yeah.
Do we have an erotic bungle?
Do we have erotic bungle music? Erotic bungle.
Sean says, hello, you two beautiful boys. I hope you two are doing well. Audience does too. I wanted to reach out and share a bungle I made. I've been listening to the podcast for a while now, but never got a chance to listen to the podcast Steve did with the Balky's soundboard clips. Oh, yeah, those are classic. Don't be ridiculous.
Of course not. Of course not.
Don't be ri-
Of course.
don't be don't 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 be don't be don't be ridiculous.
There's one clip where Balky says erotic, which is a wonderful clip. Is that this one?
Erotic?
A+. Up until a few months ago, I always thought he said you wrote it and not erotic.
You wrote it?
You thought you might find that silly.
Erotic?
Yeah,
You
that's
wrote
good.
it?
You wrote it?
Erotic?
Elote?
Erotic? Erotic? Don't be ridiculous.
Thank you for that erotic bungle. Happy anniversary, boys, says Donovan.
Yeah.
Microplastics. Hey, boys, your old pal Donnie writing in again. I wanted to say thank you so much for the 8 great years you've given us with this show. It means so much to so many of us fans.
Does he?
I also wanted to inform you of a couple of things I recently discovered. The first of these.
My mummy's been
Mummy's
ready to leave. Dude, it's so funny. Imagine you lived in this ancient civilization that was like advanced enough to build the pyramids. And they're like, we recreated something that used to... And it just you being like, oh.
This guy's voice that, like, this is a guy that was like early human.
They created like water filtration systems and arguably the first art.
Yeah, irrigation.
Irrigation.
Gardening.
And preservation of the dead. And you're like, oh, that's the thing they got. They could have made that guy say anything.
This is what my nightmares sound like.
And you're running, but you're just in one place.
Yeah. And something's getting closer, and you can feel it getting closer to you.
That was a HeadGum podcast.